Welcome to a series of conversations around resilience made possible through the Landcare-led Landscape Resilience Tools for Data and Restoration project. Lindoris is Adrian Lindner's property. It's his third generation farmer on a mixed cropping or mixed enterprise farm at the Gap near Coolamon. What really strikes you about Adrian's property is, it's a generational farm where his great-grandfather got the property and was told to clear the trees as part of the conditions of the block. 2 generations on, Adrian is doing amazing work there to rebuild biodiversity and connection through the landscape through a means of different projects. There's quite a number of hectares that have been locked up and planted for biodiversity. Again, they were early adopters of farm forestry, and through this project we're actually aiming to look at ways of improving waterways, water quality in his dams, and also how to get ground layer and shrub layer back into some of those farm forestry blocks and other areas of the farm that are devoid of shrub and ground cover layers.
So projects involve fencing off areas for natural regeneration to restore vegetation to the property, which I guess was removed by my great-grandfather, which was part of his condition of farming the property was to remove trees. And so now we're restoring them because of habitat loss results in depleted animal and bird activity on the property, probably insects as well. The successes have been just the natural regeneration, just by fencing off for a period of time some paddocks. That's enabled quite a lot of regeneration, mostly cypress pine and flakeage red gum. So that's a good success. In 2007 we then did a 14,000 tree farm forestry and biodiversity. Mostly successful. Some of the species selected were probably not ideal, particularly with the seed provenance choice. Overall they were. And then probably another success has been strategic grazing, so that during spring and summer the native grasses in particular are allowed to flower, set seed, and then in the following autumn and winter we might bring stock back in to tackle the annual weeds that grow in that period. And that's, I think, improved the grasses coverage in the paddock, so we improved the amount of ground cover that we've got, reduces erosion. We've noticed with that increased biodiversity in grasses, increased bird life, particularly the smaller birds that come back on the property. Certainly increased animal activity with kangaroos and wallabies that come on the property.
We ran a field day out there a couple of years ago, and we had around 50 farmers come and attend that field day, which was a really great outcome. We went around the farm and looked at his tree planting lots, his farm forestry, and a lot of his sort of farm design and how his water moves through his property. And we really sort of focused in on just some of the different methods and reasons why he has done what he's done. So previously there was very few trees on his property, and he felt that it was really important to bring that biodiversity back, and by not only just improving his tree canopy, he's also improved his shrub layer and also his native grass layer as well. It's given his land resilience, but it's also given him resilience. So in those dry times, he sort of can go out and enjoy those spaces a lot more.
I guess another thing about Adrian's property and Adrian and the story is it's the intergenerational story where, not only does he quite readily tell you the story of what's happened and what's got him to where he is, but also he's very concerned and wants to build resilience into that property so that the future generations of Lindners have a property that they can call home, that is not just cropping and farming but also biodiversity and the environmental repair that's going on there. And it's really building a story of resilience through that. Murrumbidgee Landcare Incorporated delivered this project in partnership with the Holbrook Landcare Network. The project was made possible through the Federal Drought Fund's Resilient Soils and Landscapes Grants program.